Hey Gromies, I'm Nemesis. This is RN Homesteading. This is the curious kitty that is wondering what's in the bowl here. This was not planned. So, yeah, what do we got going on here? I mean, as the title includes, we're talking about strawberries. It is strawberry season. We're gonna grow one of the, what they call the dirty dozen here. They call it the dirty dozen because it's strawberries like to absorb stuff. So if you spray pesticides, it will absorb it into the flesh. So having a good viable source of organic strawberries to me and my family is very important to be able to reduce any of that pesticides, or any kind of carcinogens that possibly, I'm not saying that they're all like that, it's just that you run a possibility of it. And if you can't, verify its growing environment 100% to know that it's a clean source of food, then you really can't trust it. You have to trust that these providers of food at the stores have your best interest in mind. Now, some of them do, and some of them will value profits among all else. I mean, they do have to put food on their table, and they've taken out, $1 million loans for really big, tractor equipment. You see the modern farms. That stuff costs big bucks for big agro. So those guys are less likely, they just want production. So that's where having a nice organic farm that doesn't do any kind of pesticides, if it's available to you, is awesome. The otherwise, you've got two different options really on grabbing strawberries. And I do have cats that are very interested of what's in the bowl here. So you have June bearing and ever bearing. As those two varieties kind of state that usually right around June, June berries are going to be in their full swing of production. They're not a full summertime crop. Then you got everbearing, and those ones will fruit more often. You get, in this area, probably get 3, maybe 4 rounds. If I'm lucky, probably about realistically 3 rounds of strawberries with each one, and they come back year after year, which is amazing. So you get I think they call those perennials. Yeah, perennials, because they come back all the time. Annuals, they only come back once a year. I'm still new at all this gardening stuff, but I know this stuff comes back year after year, and you've got a couple of options once you figure out, I want to have June bearing or ever bearing. Ever bearings are usually not as juicy and not as sweet because their production is so much higher. So it's really hard to get those plants to produce enough internal sugars. So if you're a really good grower and you know how to keep the food level for an everbearing at the right level that the plant's going to be able to absorb it, you might be able to get those strawberries internal sugar production to go up, and they might be a little bit better. And depending on if you got a hybrid variety, but for this video, we're going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to be focusing in on the June bearing, and that's what I have. And once you pick out your variety, if you're doing June bearing or ever bearing, then you got to figure out, do I want to get them already rooted in a pot, or do you want to get some funky little alien roots like this to be able to plant in your own garden? Now, if you're just going to plant into a pot and grow some potted strawberries, you might benefit a little bit from them already being rooted. And this way you can grab them and take your starts and then just transplant them into a larger pot, something about the size of this bowl for one plant. This way they got enough room for the roots and all that good stuff, and you'll get strawberries like crazy off of them. And they will try to multiply. So you will be breaking hearts off, or heads. I'm not sure how this is my first time planting strawberries. So It is recommended once you get them, because you know they are bare roots in their name. So I mean, these are the root system as the feeders. You're getting bare roots, and this will be your more cost effective. It'll be a lot cheaper to grab bare roots, but you have to order them earlier in the season. So the first thing, once you grab them, if you're not planting them right away, get them out of the packaging, and then wrap a damp towel around the root system. This way the root system stays a little moist, and then you can just put them into a fridge drawer and then store them. You're not trying to freeze them, you're just trying to stop them from fully waking up and trying to set root. So this is the point where now I'm rehydrating these roots. I want them to wake up. I'm trying to get them to be green because I want strawberries. Now, will I get any strawberries this year from them? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never grown strawberries before. So where I'm going to be planting them, I'm going to be able to get at least 8 hours of direct sunlight. That will give you maximum production. If they can get full sun throughout the whole day, you'll be pushing even that much more energy to them. These are sun-loving plants. So the more that you can give them sun, the better production you have. So if you put them into a spot that's only got 6 hours of direct sunlight and it's shaded out the rest of the day, even though there's light over there, it's not enough energy raining down onto this plant for them to go into full production. So you might have stunted strawberries that are smaller, or just have less yield overall. So planting strawberries has to be done with kind of that in mind. So early in the year, I start as soon as we go into springtime. The part of the house that's behind you guys right now, it's in front of me. That side becomes the sunny side of the house. In the wintertime, the front of my house is a little bit more sunnier. So it just kind of depends on, where we're at in the time of year. Depends on all that. Now that we're into the spring mode, this side of the house gets a sizable amount of sunlight. And I do mean sizable. So this will be a great spot for this. And we'll go out there and I will show you guys planting one of these out. Actually, a couple of these. I'll give you kind of like a brief overview of what I'm doing, and then I will show you a close-up of what I do. So let's go on out there, guys. Yo. All right, we're out here in my strawberry area, or what will be my future strawberry area. Now, the way that you should plant these is to give them a minimum of 1 foot apart from each other, but 18 inches will get you the best results for the highest production, because there's no competition with the leaves overlapping each other and all that good stuff. So we're going to try to do that. I've got like 9 plants, so I'm going to try to plant them out into this whole area. So we'll see how much I can do in this area. And if you guys notice, come on over here. So this is what I want to bring you guys over here for. So this here, we know this as the dreaded dandelion, or a weed, right? But I say it's not a weed. This is a plant growing perfectly in place. Whether you like it or not, nature is trying to fix something here. Ugh. This is a taproot. All taproots is made up of calcium. If you see a bunch of taproot style plants, as you can see here, taproot, these are trying to bring calcium to the surface. So let's try to help Mother Nature out here. This is not a product sponsorship or anything like that, but gypsum. Strawberries like a little bit of acidity in the soil, so we don't want to break that up. We want to keep some of the acidity. So if you're trying to correct pH, you're gonna do garden lime. But if you are wanting to keep everything the way that it is, gypsum, and it'll release the calcium that your soil needs. And this isn't anything special. We got Ace Hardware, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever store you got by you. Just grab some gypsum And there's no, I mean, there's like, they have measurements on this stuff. So depending on your square footage, but I figure in an area like this, you can spread a couple of handfuls out and then till it in a little bit. I'm not one of those no-till people. I believe in smart tillage, not no tillage. So a couple of handfuls into here will start helping correct some of the calcium issues, and we'll get rid of dandelion weeds out of your garden area. So here we are. Let me grab one of my strange funky root systems here, and we want to sit there, and you notice how long the roots are. That's how deep the hole should be. And we want to kind of help spread out some of these roots. It's okay. You're going to have a little transplant shock from this. And then the other thing is we don't want to plant. So right above where my fingers are here is the crown. So let me just show you guys. So right below my finger, right above my finger, is your strawberry top. You don't want to bury this all the way under, and it's okay to have like a little bit of root showing above, as long as this mass part is all buried the way that it's supposed to be. And we want to kind of have them hanging straight down like this, and it will grow up as a nice healthy strawberry plant. You can kind of fan them out a little bit. It can kind of encourage the roots to kind of spread out. And again, do not plant below where the dirt line originally was on the plant. So it's okay to have like a couple of the top of the roots showing. Like I said, I'm going to show you at a distance here, me planting it in, and then we'll take you in for a close-up. Got a worm buddy here. Did I cut you in half? Nope. We have a little worm. Woohoo! I like worms. So I like to use my tool as the measuring device. So my root is the length of this tool. So I just sit here, and my soil is really rocky over here. Well, my whole property, really rocky. So come in and push a nice little hole, opening it up. We want to try to keep this at the soil level and just let the roots hang into the hole. And then we just slowly backfill to where this thing is above the soil line. Mr. Stink, get out of there. And give it a little pack in. And then you rinse and repeat. I've got 8 more to go. Let me get you guys in on a close-up of what I'm actually doing right in the soil itself. So come on. All right, so here we are a little bit closer up. So I'm taking a measurement from about 18, 19 inches away, and we're gonna put this bad girl right here. And again, we're not gonna plant below the top here. So we're gonna go ahead and take our tool and just kind of work that ground open. Now I did till a little bit here. I try not to go super deep with my tillage. I'm trying to do that, what I call smart tillage. So I got a nice, it breaks up pretty decent, and I put some gypsum in here. And we're gonna go ahead and open up these roots, encourage them to spread out. And if you want, you can even put a little mound of soil in there so it's got something to work around right off the bat. And you just carefully bring in some of the soil around the roots. And that's basically it. So let me get you a little closer. So as you can see here, if I move it, you can see that there's the heart is above the soil, and there's some roots right there. So it's not perfectly buried all the way up to it. That's all you have to do. So you don't have to get all crazy with it, and then you just rinse and repeat for the rest of it. So this is pretty much everything that I planted. I got 10 of them in, and we'll see how they grow. I've got a little bit of compost in here, tilled it up so they got a little bit of looser soil to set their roots into. I don't foresee having strawberries this year. You never know. I'll keep you guys updated on their growth. I'm not sure if my ground over here is going to be good for them, because this is brand new ground that I'm opening up. I did put wood chips over a portion of it, and the soil was a lot looser over there, which shows how well putting deep mulch layers down on top of the soil does actually help retain moisture and gives it some organic material to break down. All these things are beneficial to your plants. So hopefully you guys found this informative, get some golden nuggets out of this. Let me know if you've got any techniques that are different than mine in the comments down below of how you guys plant out your strawberries. And with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and of course, may your thumbs always be green. I'll see you on the next one.